Sixth grade scholars, you have made it. We are at week 10, day 5 of RPS at home. First, the sixth grade team would like to applaud you. So I will do that on our behalf. Great job from Mrs. Barr. Great job from Mr. Espinal. And great job from Miss McKay. We all are applauding your success of making it to week 10, day 5. Thank you for spending these last few weeks with us. So we're going to kind of bring it all together today, and we're going to finish up our last lesson on SOL 6.9, and then I'm going to give you some other ideas or other items that you may want to work on while you are spending some of the last few weeks at home. The objective of the day will be, I will be able to complete at least 5 assignments with success. You're going to need all types of tools in order to complete all of these items throughout the next few weeks. So, of course, your notebook and pencil. You may need to use your Desmos online calculator, a ruler, straight edge, colored pencils, and crayons. Here are your solutions from our last session together. Please take a moment to check your answers and see if you can find out where any errors were. If you have some errors, please go back and correct your problems. Of course, if you need additional assistance, please feel free to email me, and I will be more than happy to help you throughout the next few weeks as well. I will place my email address in the learning plan for week 10. So here we go. Just want to do something just a little different, just to see if we can, just get our brain juices moving. So guess the number. I'm going to go through this, and I want you to just jot down some of these ideas on your paper. And then after we've completed it, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next. See if you can figure it out based on the hints. Number is greater than the number of pennies in a quarter. So the number we're thinking about is greater than the number of pennies in a quarter. Okay? That's the first hint. Second hint. Jot down some ideas of what you think that may be. The number is less than the number of pennies in 5 dimes. The number is less than the number of pennies in 5 dimes. The number is an odd number. If you count by 5s, you will say the number. Last clue. The sum of the digits is 8. What is the number? So I want you to pause the video, go back through the hints, start at the beginning, go back through the hints, and see if you can figure out what the number is. Go ahead and pause the videos, read through as long as you need to, and once you're complete, let's see if we have the same number. So our first hint says the number is greater than the number of pennies in a quarter. So that means the number, the variable, that x, because we don't know what the number is the variable, and I called it x, is greater than 25, because the number of pennies in a quarter is greater than the number of pennies in a quarter. There's 25 pennies in a quarter. Then it says the number is less than the number of pennies in 5 dimes. So that means it's greater than a quarter, but less than 5 dimes. So here is my variable, greater than that quarter, but that variable, that number, is less than the 5 dimes, which is 50 cents. Okay? Then it says the number is an odd number. Well, what numbers do I have between 25 and 50 that are odd numbers? So I'm going to list that out. Here are all my numbers that are odd numbers between 25, and 49. So remember, it doesn't say greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So I'm not including those numbers. So that's a very important detail. Then the next hint says, if you count by fives, you say the number. Well, I count by fives. The only thing I have in these are 35 and 45. The last hint, the sum of the digits is 8. Only way that can be, 3 plus 5 is 8. Therefore, my number is 35. I give you some of the problems or some of the answers from some of our students who actually submitted work to Mr. Espinal on when you were doing your work on mean and plotting mean in, I think it was like week 7, but it was several weeks ago. And I want to applaud you young people for submitting your work. And he did submit and give you some kudos. So, and I'm sure the rest of you probably have done the work, but these are the students who submitted some work. So Cavante, thank you. Alyssa, thank you. Naomi, thank you. Delilah, thank you. And Janelle, thank you. We so appreciate you submitting and getting those comments back from Mr. Espinal during that session. If I have missed any of you who have submitted work, I apologize, but I will make sure that we continuously go through and look at your assignments. So for our SOL 6.9, this is our last lesson. First one is drawing using lines of symmetry. This you may need to have a printer, okay? That's the first thing you're going to do. And all of this is going to be linked in your learning plan for today. If you do not have access to a printer, no worries. Your second option will be show what I know your independent work, in which you're going to click on the Quizlet and do the work on your Quizlet. So this is your polygons and angle Quizlet. And then your third option, and I hope you all will complete this, will do my house project. So let me first show you one of these. And these all are just lines of symmetry and looking at these particular figures. And it kind of goes in order of simplicity up to a little bit more detail. So let's just click the space shuttle since we just have that historic shuttle launch a few days ago. So it'll look like this. Here's our line of symmetry. So what you would do is you're going to think about, if this is our figure, your line of symmetry, I want you to think about what it will look like, because that's that half. What would this other half look like? Draw it out. So if you don't have access to a printer, no worries. Don't worry about doing this unless you want to draw freehand both. And I truly would love to see your drawings. And you can drop that into your learning plan and just call it line of symmetry. Also, we're going to look at our, well, you know, polygons, and I'll go ahead and just show this one up, your polygons and angles Quizlet. And you're just looking at this for vocabulary words, okay? So you're going to go through this, and it's only about 10. So you're going to just go through this and see if you can make sure we remember all of our vocabulary words. Finally, the My House project. So once I click on my House project, this comes up. And it gives you in detail, step by step, on what you're going to do. And you're going to just draw or create a house, and you can just be creative, think outside the box. And this is just something for you to work on, you know, at your own pace. You can go slow, and just making sure we bring it in the words, the regular triangle, the regular pentagon. And you are going to want to draw out your house, and you need to make sure the house should contain at least 3 regular polygons. And you want to make a list or a tally. So that's what these means here. Like I have a regular triangle. I have used 4 of them. So you want to keep count on what your house looks like and how many polygons, regular polygons, congruent line segments, congruent angles, all of the ingredients that we use within, or all of the vocabulary that we use throughout the last couple of weeks, we want to place into our drawings. Your picture should, of course, be creative, and you can use anything, just a basic drawing. You can use popsicle sticks, straws, rocks, whatever you decide you want to use, you use, and just make it as creative as possible. And any of your items, you're going to take a picture, and just drop it into your sixth grade virtual learning tool. Okay. So here's a couple of little examples of what it may look like. That's just a drawing, and this is one use popsicle sticks. Very extravagant. You don't have to be that extravagant, but if you do, go ahead. You have plenty of time to get it done. Once you have done that, I wanted to make sure I left you with some additional activities in which you could do over the next few weeks as well. All of these are linked into your learning plan, and I want you to have fun with them. These are not all based on polygons or congruency or line of symmetry. There are all types of problems, some fun things to do. There are more of these activities that are on guess the number, like the first one we did. So there's a whole list of those. There is one about pizza choice, talking about, well, which pizza would you choose? Going back through circumference and area. Okay. There's things on multiplication table puzzles, order of operation puzzles. Determine what number could I move, which stick could I move to make a particular number. So I want you to have some fun with those activities. I want you to, just go through them, maybe pick one, place one or two. So, a day. So if I click here just to show you what you have in store for you, you may look and say, okay, here's the guess the number. That's to help you out. And that's the first one we did here, but it has several of your number. Guess your number. So it keeps getting a little harder, but it keeps you thinking. Also, just to kind of give you a heads up on what this one may look like. And again, it's all linked in your learning plan, so you have access to them all. Here's one in which you have to think about your order of operation skills to figure out, what would these two items or these items be? And you want to go ahead and put that at the bottom of your paper. So again, some fun thinking activities for you as we complete our RPS at home. So again, I want to thank you for joining us and keeping us company for the last 10 weeks. I want you to have a great summer. We hope to see you again very, very soon. But don't forget to complete your Dreambox lessons. Those you can do every day, one or two lessons, 10 to 15 minutes, 30 minutes per day as we complete our RPS at home journey together. Thank you, sixth grade scholars. We'll see you as seventh graders soon.